it's a different paradigm. If you started like this, it's a normal day to day. You're used to this. You come from working as an individual contributor and you then move to a management position, and this is what you're used to. If you're an oldie like us,
Oldie, my God.
oldie, yeah, yeah, I'm bald as hell.
Yeah, okay.
I used to be in the office, I used
Yeah.
to talk to people, to create connections. And this is one of the things that when we got home, this was in March 2020, it hit me very strongly. It's missing the people, missing the connections. But it went away very, very fast. I created some mechanisms to make sure that I could still interact with people.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point on, I was the biggest fan of remote. As time went by and the office opened, I think I've landed in a sweet spot, which is mostly remote, a little bit hybrid. So what I tend to do right now is I go to the office once a week on Fridays. Yeah. And I always open up a slot there. So I reserve a slot for teams if you want to go for coffee, if you want to chat. I think it's from 2 to 4 on Fridays. I'm fully available for the teams. It's time reserved for them. But being that little bit in the office, to me, makes a big difference. And one of the reasons for this is something that happened a couple of weeks ago, which was someone that we got. So he came from South America. And he asked his lead, so when is Parada in the office? I want to meet Parada. And the answer was, Parada is rarely at the office. I was like, okay. And oh man, that hit me like a brick, because it's like, there's this person that wants to meet me and I'm not there. So I need to adjust. And that's when I adjusted. That's when I started going once a week in the office. As a manager, if you have the possibility of creating that, of giving people the opportunity to be with you, it doesn't need to be every week, it might be every 2 weeks. Do it. Obviously, remote works. I think remote works fine.
I think we saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I love remote. Like I set up this office here was nothing, was a storage for guitars. And we made this out of nothing because of COVID and because of coming to work remote. But if you have the possibility of still creating a little bit of that personal connection, do it. I think it makes that sweet touch at the end that helps, especially if you start getting away from the teams. Because if you are every day in a work stream with the teams, you create connection every day. You're there with them every day. If you go to the dailies, you're there with them every day. What happens to me is I'm like 3 levels from the team, so I'm not in dailies, and they see me every once in a while. And there's nothing worse than like, oh, there's this person that comes up and appears every now and then, like, out of the blue. And that's what I want to fight. I was discussing this on LinkedIn the other day. Ghost leaders. That's the example that someone gave me. It was ghost leaders. Okay. The idea that that you have a leader there, but it's a ghost. He's never there. He's never around.
So it shouldn't be the case.
No, it shouldn't be the case. And that's what I try to fight.